What's on Drea's mind? Wouldn't you like to know? Well, dream with me. I am at Swannanoa today. I mentioned this place when I went to, actually, I kind of alluded to it when I went to Maymont, and that was because I mentioned that the Dooley family would go to their summer estate. They would go somewhere else during the summertime. So they would be at Maymont during the colder season, colder climate, and in the summer, I mentioned that they would go somewhere else. Well, this is that somewhere else. I am at Swannanoa in Afton, Virginia. And I'm not doing a great job of capturing all of it in this frame, but it's palatial and it's so beautiful. You can't tell because it looks kind of grayish, maybe a little dingy looking, but that's marble. That's all marble. This place is magnificent. And I can't wait to take you on a tour with me so you can check it out. There's so much history here. So get your cup of coffee, sit down, get comfy, and tune in. Okay. So Swannanoa was built in 1912. This was the summer escape place for the Dooley family, and they would come here for the summer months from the time period of like May to September, and then in the fall to winter time frame go back to Maymont. But I'm going to turn this around so you could get a better look, and honestly you can see why they chose this area because I can feel the difference in the temperature being up this high. The elevation here is I think 2,500 feet. Where are we? I'm going to do check, but the elevation that we're at, you can feel the change in the temperature from being at the base of the mountain to up here. It's definitely cooler. It feels a lot more cool and brisk up here. The views are spectacular. Lovely place. So I've made it out to Swannanoa, which is the summer estate of the Dooley family. And you can see from the trellis behind me, this is reminiscent of what I saw, what I was showing in the footage from Maymont. Check this out. It's such a beautiful day. As we walk around the state, I'm going to get footage of things that intrigue me or capture my attention. We have maybe in a few minutes before the tour starts, so I'm just going to do as much as I can before the tour starts. So the estate is back there, and so I'm walking in this. Let me move my eyeglasses. I'm heading out this way, and I'm going to get a whole bunch of information because I signed up to do a tour. So by doing the tour, I'll get her facts, her knowledge, and I can share it with you. But it's a beautiful, crisp day. It's November. The weather is cooperating, as in it's not too cold, but we're at a higher elevation, so you definitely can feel it. And the views are spectacular here. I'm going to get all that footage and share it with you. From the beginning of this tour, just walking in the front door, you can see the level of attention to detail that was taken throughout the house with everything. I can't express enough that as you walk in this palace, your attention is immediately drawn to two things. First being this beautiful grand staircase with this elaborate and ornate railing. It's so captivating. And on the top of the staircase, your eyes would immediately flow up to this 10-foot Tiffany window that was created in the likeness of James' wife, Sally Mae. Here's the music room. The fireplace is so beautiful, very ornate, marble. I found out that during the construction of this palace, There were approximately 300 artisans from all over the world working on this house within their particular style of craftsmanship. Can you imagine all those different people working there, speaking different languages? Some people working on the marble, some people working on the wood, some people working on every facet of this place. I can only imagine the hustle and bustle that it took to have this palace built. But James Dooley spared no expense. This house was the equivalent of his love letter to his wife. He spared no expense. He put an elevator in this place during that time frame for his wife. Mr. Dooley took care to add fireplaces in each room, and these were no ordinary fireplaces. These are marble fireplaces, marble that was shipped all the way from Italy. I'll take this moment to read some of the history from the pamphlet that they gave us about the history of the house. In January 1911, Major James Dooley of Richmond, Virginia, purchased what would eventually total 763 acres on Afton Mountain from J.B. Yount I, a local farmer. That spring, he started construction on Swannanoa as their summer home. The exterior is white Georgian marble from the U.S., while the interior marble was shipped from Italy.
This is actually Tiffany glass as well, all the globes.
We are on the tour right now of the estate, and I'm currently in the tea room. And from the tea room, you can see like the garden from out there. So this is where all of the ladies would retreat to this area, and then they have a room, a parlor across the hall. That's where the gentlemen would go to, and it's of course a cigar room. Very beautiful, very ornate. I'll put pictures in of that. But right now I'm in the tea room, and I'm just looking at the fact that this place it's over 100 years old, and the quality of materials that was used, just the attention to detail, it's so beautiful. Of course, over the there's been wear and tear, and of course, how would you expect a 100-year-old to look? But it still holds on to the essence of original beauty. It captivates you. So I'm totally like in awe. I'm not even taking as many videos as I want to take, because I want to be in the moment and listen to what the tour guide is telling us. So some of my footage is going to be voiceovers, and I'll do some filming after the fact. Right now, everyone is meeting upstairs, and I'm in here doing this recording. So let me quickly just try to grab this and then add on for the next part of the tour. I'm gonna walk into the cigar room, because this room is it's beautiful, and it doesn't put me in the mind of like, it's a Parisian theme. So, no, not Parisian, Persian. That's what it is. It's like a Persian theme room. It doesn't seem really masculine, but I'm going to pan around so you can see. So in addition, it's not that big, but a bonus is that there is a bathroom right off of this room. So this is a cigar room, and that's the bathroom right behind me. Look at that fireplace. Gorgeous. Look at that. And right on the opposite side, you'll find the back of the house, and there's the gardens. It's like a 3-tiered garden. So we're going to walk out there and get that footage. The craftsmanship is so spectacular. Look at that. But if you look closely, you can see that there is a hidden door on the left side. Isn't that sneaky? Something that continued to stand out to me was that in every square inch of this house, the attention to detail was magnificent. While in the Persian smoking room, if you take a look up and you look at this lamp, it's designed to look like an incense holder. But the lights are all different colors, so when they would illuminate, it would create a really beautiful vibe.
All right, so we're standing up close to Mrs. Dooley here. Again, this is a Tiffany stained glass. Tiffany was known for his use of color and different types of glass. So you'll see her gown is called drapery glass, where it's pulled to give the illusion of movement. Her toes, hair, eyes, that's all crushed glass and painted in to give the detail work. You'll also see the speckling between the florals here to kind of give the illusion of looking through the foliage. So this is her out in the gardens with all of her favorite flowers, the pergola back behind her, Blue Ridge Mountains. Mrs. Dooley did study horticulture, and she worked the gardens at Maymont. But she was too up in age, of course, to do that here. So they're represented, all of her favorite flowers here. Foxgloves, hollyhock. What's this one? Anyone know this right one? There you go. I can't ever get it out right. And climbing roses, of course. Flowers, too, that don't necessarily all bloom at the same seasons. The 4 seasons are represented in the front of the home in marble. They're in Latin phrases. Latin words in the front of the house in marble. You'll see them in the corner here too, that lady in that corner shivering in winter, spring, summer, and fall. So the 4 seasons of life. We also believe this is her being pulled to the heavens by the cherubs in her chariot. And bittersweet, knowing it's going to be her final resting place. I always wonder too, like, how did the artisans do this? Like before the stairs came in, I mean, I know scaffolding you have, but like, how do you do that with the stairs in or not? Originally Irish, and then of course he became a lawyer here in Virginia.
On this second level of the house, there are 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And Mr. and Mrs. Dooley had separate bedrooms on either wings of the house. In total, there are 52 rooms in this house. Like I've already stated, just take a look at the craftsmanship. It's just spectacular. Not all rooms are open for viewing during the tour. While inside, we were able to see enough of the inside to give us an idea of how they lived and what the house looked like. Now it's time to go outside. Swannanoa and its garden was built with an ode to an Italian Renaissance revival villa. As you can see when you're walking through the house and just the grounds, you have a feeling of almost being swept up to another country. While this palace was arduously crafted and exquisitely detailed, it was only enjoyed by James Dooley for 10 years, as it was completed in 1912 and he died in 1922. He left the house to his wife and she died in 1925. And when she passed away, she left it to his sisters. And then they sold Swannanoa to the Valley Corporation of Richmond in 1926. And they turned it into a country club and a golf course. Fun fact, Calvin Coolidge actually visited in 1928 on Thanksgiving and he shot skeet there. Honestly, that's a big cottage, isn't it? The vision for the country club and the golf course was that of a more upper echelon escape place. But luck was not on their side because we all know what happened in 1929. The stock market crashed, so they were forced to go into bankruptcy. So Swannanoa was left completely abandoned for about 12 years. And then, as luck would have it, they were able to find another company to come in and to make use of the estate. And they actually used it as a University of Science and Philosophy school until I think the lease ended in 1999 under Skyline Swannanoa Inc. As we walk the property, you can see how beautiful this place must have been back in its heyday. It still has those glimmers of beauty, but it's just in disrepair. We just walked past the keeper's cottage, which I've read a rumor about there possibly being bootleg booze being made in there. Allegedly, I must say, because I'm not sure. It was just a rumor I heard. And then towards the back of the property, you can see the water tower. And from the water tower, you have optimal views of the whole estate. It's a little stone bridge. You can see that the water used to come from there, trickle down the course, down here, under this bridge, and pool right here. I'm certain that was beautiful and tranquil. We are currently at the top of the tiered garden, and there's 3 sections. So this top section has the pergola up here, and inside of the pergola on each end, flanking each side, when you stand up under there, we just experienced this. It's like an echo. It amplifies your voice. But they have a bench up there so you can just sit. You could take a stroll. They would have roses or flowers all around the edges. There's a framework tethered to the pergola so you could train your flowers to grow on. But you can, right now you don't see it, but if you just, daydream a bit with me, go back and just imagine how this looked originally. I'm sure it was so beautiful. The sun is shining. We're here at just the perfect time to, the weather is perfect, not raining, the sun is shining, there's a nice breeze blowing. I could just totally envision what life would have been like here in the yesteryear. This is the top level of the garden. There's the second tier here of the garden, and then there's one more section. So this is the top section. Speaking from the furthest from the property, this would be the top. We'll go down the steps here. Let me pay attention to where I'm going because I don't want any snafus. Here's the second tier. I'm sure some wonderful parties were hosted here. The Dooley family did not have children, so they have a lot of causes where they donate to. My research found that a large part of his estate was left to the funding of a hospital, an orphanage, and a library. Now they've started doing renovations to restore it back to its former glory. This venue can be rented out for weddings, receptions, private parties, conferences, and photo shoots. Also, private tours, which that's what we did today. If you're looking for a great place to day trip to, I would highly recommend Afton Mountain. There are so many things to do in addition to seeing Swannanoa. They have famous hiking trails, orchards, restaurants, and not to mention there are so many amazing wineries out there to visit. We actually had the time. I'll just give you a sneak peek in this video, but they deserve their own episode. We first visited Afton Mountain Winery, which is located towards the base of the mountain. They have animals there. They have spectacular views, a wonderful location to sit and enjoy your wine as you look out at the surrounding areas. They have a pond on their premises as well as cabins. The wine was delicious and the vibe was great. I would recommend visiting there. The second place we visited was called Veritas Winery. Again, this place was located right up the street from the other winery, so it wasn't hard to find. The venue is beautiful. The wines were delicious. I can't say enough about this place. Actually, I can, so I'll have to do a video to let you guys know more about it because it's well worth it. But again, these are great day tripping suggestions for you if you're in the DMV area. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this and you've actually learned a little something about the Afton Mountain area. I look forward to telling you more about this area in my next Day Tripping with Drea video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.